What's up guys, I'm Squishy Joshi and welcome to the August edition of the Squishy Times 2024. This month we have so much to talk about, and just to make things a bit more simple for you guys, if you pause the video right now, you'll be able to see exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video and at what time. Otherwise you can go down into the description and check out the timestamps. Now let's kick off this news video with some Squishyverse news. There's a lot of changes that are going to be happening across my channels to really reflect a little bit more of my content creation journey. Over the last couple of years, you guys may have been used to seeing the channels Squishy Joshi and Squishy Joshi Gaming. Well, recently, me and some of the mods have thought of a way to make that whole experience a lot better in terms of keeping the main channel engaging. So previously, when I was doubling down on design content, it didn't exactly feel like the gaming content belonged on the main channel. And that's why I opened up Squishy Joshi Gaming in the first place, to sort of house all the gaming edits. There's all this content from my streams, which if you have the time, you can watch the full length of it. But I always wanted to be respectful of people's time, especially when they're coming onto my videos. Some of them can reach 20 minutes, some of them are even longer than 20 minutes. And I just want to be making sure that when I do put a video out, you're getting the best bits. But now that I'm focusing a bit more on content creation rather than niching down into design or gaming, there's a bit of a hole now since I don't do design content as much. I like to make things look good and presentable, which is where the design and art elements come in. But I feel like now is a really good time to keep focusing on just the one channel. And so what I've been planning is to basically start doing gaming videos and edits on the main channel again. Say I wanted to edit down a 2-hour stream into less than 30 minutes. That is something that I feel like can belong on the main channel, and it will just make things a lot more streamlined for you guys as well who are following along with the content creation journey. And I mean, I look at other content creators and it's not like I'm trying to copy them or anything, but it's just like they're basically just putting all their fruits into one basket. They're uploading vlogs, they're uploading gaming edits, all onto the one YouTube channel. So I thought, okay, well, if everyone else seems to be doing it and people aren't really complaining, well, I guess I could probably do it as well. And that way it keeps this main channel a lot more active and posting a bit more of a variety of the things that we were supposed to be focusing on anyways. So in short, gaming edits are probably coming back to the main Squishy Joshi channel. And with the Squishy Joshi Gaming channel, I'm planning to potentially make that Squishy Joshi VODs. Now, due to a lot of things that are happening in the Twitch world, there's a lot of us creators down under in Australia or even New Zealand who aren't exactly sure of the support that Twitch is going to be offering us in the future. Because if Twitch deserts their Australian and New Zealand audience, there might be a chance that I will just never see those VODs again. And I can't risk that because that's all pieces of content that I could be putting somewhere else. I can just take all my old streams from Twitch and put them onto YouTube. So hopefully they'll be up on the internet forever at that point. So yeah, that's just an update for you guys in terms of the Squishy Joshi channels. And speaking of the VODs channel, honestly, not everyone has Twitch. Not everyone can easily log into Twitch. So there's a whole group of people in my audience that are just not seeing these live streams, which is unfortunate. I'm sure some of them would like to see them. So that's why I think uploading them onto the Squishy Joshi VODs channel would just be a great idea. Yes, they're long videos. Yes, it's going to take a long time, but I think in the end, it might be worth it. So stay tuned for that. Now, while we're on this sort of gaming topic, PAX Australia is coming up and I have been selected as an official content creator for the event. And I am so excited. It's my first official content creator position. So if you check out the screen now, they've basically given me these social posts that I can be posting everywhere, and it's exciting. I'm really thankful that PAX has given me this opportunity, and I just want to be making the most awesome content for you guys as I head down to Melbourne in October. So if there's anything you'd like to see me cover, or if you're interested in knowing more, please do check out all of my socials, including this YouTube channel, obviously, because I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything that's happening at PAX, which, may I remind you, is the biggest gaming convention in Australia. So if you guys love games and you want to know what's going on in the gaming world, hit the subscribe button, Continuing on with the gaming things that are coming up, we're going to have a very special stream on the 6th of September. We're going to be playing Chain together with Jelly, Mari, 2 of our mods, and one of our community members, Jer. So that should be very chaotic and very fun. If you want to see us potentially screaming at each other and having a very chaotic time, please do check out that stream. It's going to be around 11:30 a.m. on the 6th of September. Put it in your diaries and we'll see you there. Continuing on now, I just want to thank everybody that has been checking out my latest content, especially the Lisa video, which seems to be doing really well. well. And I just want to say thank you again to everyone that's been watching it and commenting on it as well. So I really appreciate all the comments and everyone that's new here from watching that video. And if you haven't seen it yet, check it out after this video. I also created a bunch of other videos as well in the last couple of weeks. One of them in particular is when I made my friends as Funko Pops. So if you're catching up on some of my content, that will be another one that I would highly recommend you check out. And I'm trying to continue with the momentum here. I'm aiming to post at least one video every week, or at least one piece of content. So please do stay tuned. Now on the Twitch streams, aside from Baldur's Gate 3 every Thursday, we have started a new series for Resident Evil 4. I started it on standard difficulty, and I believe people are requesting that I turn up to a harder difficulty, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, all right? I'm just taking it easy for now. You know, I hate cheap jump scares. Anyways, after we finish that game, we're probably going to be diving into Space Marine 2. I am so looking forward to that game. You guys have no idea. Like, I grew up playing a lot of the Warhammer 40k games. I even have some Warhammer figurines somewhere around the house. I don't know where. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, and it's great that there's some co-op. So hopefully we can get a guest star for those streams as well. Now, we've also got some updates for my music. If you don't know, I have my own music project called Awkward Convos. Convos is just a fun way of saying conversations, so awkward conversations. Right now we're in pre-production for a music video for one of my songs called Treasure, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully it will come out soon. I have so much new music stuff coming. In fact, in the last day I wrote a new song called Good Night in like 6 hours, probably under 6 hours, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out, especially for something that was just put together in 6 hours. If you guys want to hear it, have a QR code. It's still a demo. It ain't fully polished yet, but I tried something different with the vocals. I went for a bit of a vocoder effect. It's definitely got a bit more of a haunting vibe, but have a listen for yourself. Yeah, that's basically it for Squishy Joshy and Awkward Convos news. That was a lot of talking in the last 30 minutes, so I just needed a nice, refreshing water. But did you know that just like 99% of the world's water is undrinkable, 99% of you are still not subscribed? If you guys want to know the latest in gaming, music, art, design, and pop culture, please do consider destroying that subscribe button, and let's embark on some fun side quests together. Let's move on to other areas, starting with pop culture. And to start off this pop culture conversation, there was a bunch of Marvel and Disney events that happened in this month. We're talking San Diego Comic-Con, and we're also talking the Disney D23 event, where a lot of announcements were pretty much force-fed down all our throats. We've got updates for the Ironheart series, we've got updates for Daredevil series, we've got updates for Captain America 4, we've got updates for Fantastic Four, we've got Thunderbolts updates. There's still that asterisk next to that title, which we don't fully know why that's there, besides the fact that I think each little branch of the asterisk is supposed to represent a member of the Thunderbolts. And of course, they've also been talking about a new Vision series that's going to see the return of Ultron. If you guys remember the second Avengers film, Age of Ultron, that Ultron seems to have survived, and we're going to see him again in another series. That's going to be exciting. I'm very much looking forward to Fantastic Four, though. We've seen a bit of a sneak preview of it. Obviously, you can't stop everyone from leaking it, but people that were at Comic-Con and D23 have obviously snapped some footage of the upcoming Fantastic Four, and I'm really excited to see where they go with this. I think this is one of the most hyped projects for Marvel right now. And I'm also excited for Thunderbolts. I really want to see how they get Sentry on the screen, especially since DC's biggest character is basically Superman. So now that we're going to get Marvel's version of Superman, it's going to be very interesting to see that. Some of you guys are just like, oh, Thunderbolts, well, who's going to watch that? But honestly, I am probably more interested to see Thunderbolts than Captain America 4. That's just my opinion. They also pretty much showed off Red Hulk at the Disney events, and they also announced Toy Story 5, which honestly I think isn't a necessary movie, but they have made the premise a little bit more interesting than the previous film. I mean, now we're basically seeing the toys going up against a modern day kid who's probably just an iPad baby. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they tackle that theme. Obviously, we also had the Olympics this month. So much stuff happening, man. That's why you got to check out the Squishy Times, because I'll keep you informed of things that you may have missed. But yes, we had the Olympics. It seemed to be a bit of a weird one. To be honest, people were just doing things for the memes at this point. It's no longer about like the sport or the competitiveness. Basically, just memes after memes were coming out of the Olympics. You're probably all familiar with Ray Gun, the Australian breakdancer that went on to the Olympics. Also the Turkish air shooter guy that did the famous hand in one pocket pose, and even the Korean girl that was in that air shooting as well. There's so many memes that have just come out of the Olympics this year. Like I said, it feels like it's turned from, the focus of it being on sports and stuff to more of a fashion show, which is a bit of a strange thing to think about, but that's the state of the Olympics now, I guess. Speaking of memes, there's been this sudden surge of people using the word demure. I'm sure if you're a meme connoisseur, you would have, or someone that follows trends, you probably would have seen people talking about it all the time. It's pretty much something that's just appearing in in every business's marketing now, which is probably stressful for a lot of graphic designers and video makers out there. But it is what it is. It's suddenly a word that everyone is obsessing over. Yeah. Demure, everyone. A couple of other pop culture announcements I'd just like to throw out there is they did also announce a couple of other films that are coming soon. You got a lot of threes. You got Frozen 3, you got Incredibles 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and aside from those, you've also got the Snow White movie, which is receiving a lot of negative comments. I think it's probably one of the most hated things right now, especially the feud between the two main actresses in the film. There seems to be some sort of tension between the two, and it's only just sort of sparking and getting out of hand on social media. So yeah, I don't know what to think about the Snow White movie, to be honest. I watched the trailer and I think I'm on the side of the internet at the moment. I got nothing to add to it. I just acknowledge it. I see it. And yeah, now jumping over to music news, we have so much new music, guys. And if you want to stay on top of some of the best tracks to come out, I have a top 10 playlist on Spotify which is updated regularly. So if you'd like to see what my current top 10 is at any given time, you can check out the link in the description to find out what my top 10 is. I should probably make a link down here as well for you to type into your browser. Let's dive into some of the new music that has dropped this month, and we'll start with one of our favorite bands, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Their latest album, Flight B741, released this month, and it is one of those albums that you can just instantly get hooked on. A lot of great bluesy tracks on there and some of King Gizzard's most memorable tracks to date. Some of the standouts for me are Raw Feel and Field of Vision. Apparently there is also a new Jungle song coming out in September. Jungle are always very exciting. Some people get them mixed up with the Jungle Giants, but no, they're a completely different group. And the cool thing about Jungle is they just create these fun, soulful songs, and basically every music video of theirs is a dance video. So if you like dancing, I would highly recommend Jungle as an artist for you to check out if you haven't already heard of them. Now, moving on, Foster the People's new album, Paradise State of Mind, another great album. And I would also say that it is a return to form for them. Like, I wasn't too keen on their previous album, but this one is definitely bringing back those vibes that I missed from Foster the People. So I highly recommend that you check it out. Imaginal Disc by Magdalena Bay. Bit of a tricky name to say, but she has definitely created some really exciting tracks that are a bit different. It's synth poppy, but if you like synth pop, definitely give Imaginal Disc a listen. I really like the song That's My Floor because it does sound synth poppy, but it's also grungy as well, which I appreciate the mixture of worlds. Like, you've got the grungy side and you've got the synthesized psychedelic side as well. So definitely check that one out. And right now I'm going to leave you with a final piece of music news. Guys, if you like Linkin Park, I don't know if you were all trolled by this as well, but Linkin Park basically put an 100-hour countdown on their website, I believe, and it recently got to 0. And Linkin Park is a big band, right? They've sort of been quiet for a while, especially to respect the loss of their previous singer Chester, but in some sort of silly fashion they put up an 100-hour countdown, and once it hit 0, people were excited to see what was going to be revealed. But it hit 0, and what ended up happening was the countdown started going back up. And yeah, when I heard that, I thought it was actually kind of hilarious. But apparently it glitches out at a certain number when the countdown goes back up. I think people are piecing together that there might actually be something released in September, so stay tuned, guys. I mean, there could be some new Linkin Park announcement on the way. Now that we've got music out of the way, let's wrap up this news video with gaming news. So many new games have been announced as well, especially announced at Gamescom. A couple of things that come to mind that I want to bring to your attention is obviously Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I'm so excited for that game. Can't wait to play it on stream for you guys. Then we've also got things like Splitgate 2, which is currently in development. That looks interesting as well, since it's another one of those multiplayer-esque shooter games, which I do enjoy. Rogue Waters, it seems more people are getting into the top-down style strategy games, especially since Baldur's Gate 3 basically won a lot of the Game of the Year awards last year. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing more top-down games coming out. Obviously, there's the Black Myth Wukong game, which is highly popular right now. I'm pretty sure 99% of streamers are currently streaming that one. And if they're not, they're probably streaming the Star Wars Outlaws game as well. So that's also out. A couple of other games that got announced. Barcore looks really interesting. It's basically a dog version of Stray from what I can see. And Inzoi, which basically looks like The Sims 5, which is wild to me. And speaking of wild, Monster Hunter Wilds is also coming out soon. I got a bunch of friends who are super hyped up for that one. I mean, there's a lot of fans of the Monster Hunter franchise. And I was quite a bit of a Monster Hunter Worlds person myself, so it'll be interesting to check out Monster Hunter Wilds, that's for sure. The new Overwatch character Juno is out. I haven't had a chance to try her yet because was I actually uninstalled Overwatch 2, unfortunately, because I ended up getting back into Destiny 2 thanks to a suggestion, but we will probably get to test her out at a future date. There's also Dune Awakening, which looks like a bit of a combination of Helldivers 2 and Starfield, but more of an open world / MMO RPG kind of thing going on, which looks interesting. I don't know if it's going to be as exciting as people are making it out to be, because Dune, if you know the main planet, it's just essentially all sand. So how are they going to make that exciting for the game? Like, are we just going to be traversing sand the whole time, or is there going to be fast travel? Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I haven't looked too much into it yet, so I don't know exactly. There could be a simple answer to my questions, but as you can tell, this is a long news video, so there's a lot of stuff to go through, okay? I'm trying my best here. Trying my best, all right? And there's one other game I'd like to mention, and that's Mouse PI for Hire. I do think I mentioned it in a previous news video, but it looks like it's almost going to be released soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed, because that looks like a fun game to play as well. It kind of looks like a mix of, Cuphead-style graphics with a bit of Wolfenstein action. Another piece of gaming news that I wanted to mention was that Twitch have announced their latest feature called drop-ins. I get the idea. If you guys check out the link in the description, it will basically take you through a bit more about what the Twitch drop-ins are. Essentially, it allows for more spontaneous collaboration with other streamers. I feel like it is something that is cool to an extent, but also some people just might not want to do it. You can always do a similar thing just by doing a Discord call and streaming the Discord call. Like, I'm just trying to understand if drop-ins is really a necessary new feature for Twitch. Who knows? Anyways, we'll see how that pans out, I guess. All right, guys, I think I've covered everything for August news video. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And if there's anything you didn't know, or if you would like to discuss any of the stuff that we've talked about in today's video, please do sound off in the comments down below. Stay tuned for more videos in gaming, music, art, and pop culture. And until then, I've been Squishy Joshi, and you've just watched Squishy Times August edition for 2024. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.